Hey, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Jerry Millian, Paint Maintenance and Plastics OA GL, and happen to be the Circle Advisor of our QCC today entitled Behind the Glass. Our collective safety commitment for all of us is we will ensure an always safety first environment. Hey, the paint shop had a problem, I say. These guys are problem solvers, and we'll introduce our problem solvers today. For our circle leader from team leader is David Sanchez. Team leader, Adan Gonzalez. Team member, Wayne Linton. Team member, Mr. Jose Cantu. Our final team member, Frank Hawkins, could not be with us. We're going to give it to Adan Gonzalez here first to give you some background.
Thanks, Jerry. Alright guys, just a quick background. So all this is stemming from a previous very successful Michigan that we were a part of. As you can see here, we were able to meet our targets. So after quite a few months of tracking, we looked around and we noticed that our primer, which is our next process forward, didn't really see the same effect that we had. So as a team, we kind of gathered together. We were kind of looking at where could the issue lie, right? So we actually found a very good mystery, which we like to call behind the glass, and this is where we're going to be leading to. Okay, real quick to our current team assessment. You can see our technical abilities. The blue is our current, the red is our target, and you can see our circle dynamics as well. So this pretty much sets us up. So that our idea was to pair a lower skill team member with a very high efficient skill team member, and that's what we did by following our chart. All right, step one, clarify the problem. So our ultimate goal is to reduce UBC fuel time to improve operational rate throughout the shop. You can see our current condition is, our ideal situation, is to have 0 minutes of full time. Our current situation is that we have 24.30 minutes of full time per shift in UBC, which leads us to our gap of 24.3 minutes of full time. All right, so step two, breaking down the problem. So real quick, if I could get your attention. So over here on that wall, it might be a little bit hard to see, but that's our UBC. And this all right here, right above us, is our UBC tunnel. You can see the vehicles that are traveling. So that is, that's the graph here. So currently our gap, right, going back, we're at 24.3 minutes of full time per shift. So mind you that anything that would affect our UBC tunnel would cause downtime, right? So we looked at all of our hard hitters. We looked at our inter-primer Rico body entrance that we call here behind the glasses, is right behind this area, right behind y'all. Primer line, our UBC carrier, which is the tunnel, and then of course our skid, which is this process that's right here that's carrying our skids into our primer zone. So we looked at the bigger numbers, and currently right now our maintenance shift is currently looking at the 12 minutes. So we looked at our second highest number, which is our behind the glass, and with that we realized that there was really no standard for insert timing, right? So basically the team members from offline area send a body up, and once the body arrives behind the glass, team members push body out of behind the glass, and doing so they actually end up stopping the UBC tunnel, right? So bodies from the tunnel stop being unloaded to allow recoat body to enter primer. Point of detection is, like I said, every time they do that, they end up stopping our UBC line. So prioritize the problem at the point of occurrence. Team members manually pushing a body into our conveyance cause UBC to back up. Now with that, I give you step 3, Wayne Linton.
Thank you, Don.
Excuse me guys, I apologize. Step 3, set the target. What? Eliminate body insert full time by 7 minutes. When? August 30th, 2019. Target, reduce 7 minutes of UBC full time by August 30th, 2019. Currently our UBC behind the glass full time is 7 minutes. We have a target of 0. Our total UBC full time is 24.3 with a target of 17.3 minutes, which we're trying to reduce to about 30%. Step 4, determine the root cause. Team members manually pushing their body into conveyance backs up UBC carriers. When team members back here behind the glass, they can't see the carriers. When they push them in, they wind up stopping the carriers. This is a method. Why? It's difficult to time the body insertion. Why is this? You cannot see the gap when inserting a body. Why? Behind the glass is difficult for a team member to manage. We did just Kimbutsu. We went out there and we looked and we found out, hey, when you're back here, we can't see these carriers and skids. So their timing is causing the full time for UBC. So our root cause analysis statement, manually inserting a body into primer causes UBC full time because the team member cannot time body insertion based on UBC tunnel condition. Here I have a video I'm going to show you. Team member down offline pushes a button. He comes up here, has to come up the steps, through the doors, through the hallways, goes through these doors, pulls the truck off a dolly, unlocks it. They would turn around and we push that dolly, locks it down, and then behind that glass, he manually had to figure out when to push it in without being able to see it. From here, I pass it on to Jose Cantu.
Thank you, Wayne. So, step 5, develop countermeasures. So, as a team, we developed this countermeasure selection matrix, and our first idea was to have the OEM come out here and fully auto the system. For them to do that would have cost $500,000 or $500,000, so too high cost. So instantly that was an X for our judgment. Another selection matrix that we decided to go with was we had Team MTX Scale 2 members actually fully automate this ourselves. So that was super high effectiveness and super low cost, so we took on the challenge to try to automate this. So we did some brainstorming with production, other skilled maintenance team members, engineering, to try to figure out how to best integrate everything together for everybody. And with that, we developed this implementation schedule. So this implementation schedule, we see in green, we selected a team member who is more proficient in the skill. So for instance, Adon, who's a proficient fabricator, worked with Wayne to help level each other up. And another thing, electrical. At the time, Adon was a new skill team member, so I worked with him to help install all the electricals and pull the cables to the panels and all this kind of stuff. And then of course, David, our team leader, much experience, helps us learn how to confirm properly without causing any downtime. So our countermeasure concept totally was we want to have this behind the glass be fully automated to automatically detect when there is a gap in the UBC line and put the body in at the exact same time there's a gap to avoid any potential full-time to UBC. So moving on to step 6, see countermeasures through. This is probably the most fun step where we get to do hands-on work. We had many trials. Our first trial was actually, we tried doing this with a cylinder. You see Wayne there. Unfortunately, we had some binding issues and we couldn't go with that one. So we did some more Genshi Genbutsu around the shop to look for something that we know works. And we found this friction drive here underneath our ovens. We found it's very simple design. We know it's working and it doesn't require much modification. So we went ahead and tried to work with this one to integrate it within our behind the glass. So here in the pictures here, you can see again, Don and Wayne, they're working on their fabrication. We got Don here involved in some electrical wiring for the inverters and contactors. And then over many, many months, we're constantly working on this project. We developed the screenworks. We wrote hundreds of lines of logic to integrate all the systems together and get all the faults and the kinks kind of working out of it. Here is a overall drawing of everything we have to do mechanically inside. So you can see here, this is the dolly. We installed motors, belts, pins, pistons. We did many modifications to the conveyor slats. Again, this would have cost OEM, $500,000, $500,000, but we collectively were able to do it for just $28,000. So it was a really good cost saving there. We also were able to automate this additional 357 L conveyor to just make everything behind there fully automated. Here is a video showing the final system. Here you see the dolly get transferred over, and then it starts sliding over. There's that friction wheel. We inverted it and attached it to the dolly, so it just rolls over smoothly. Once it gets to the final location, it looks to see the status of the tunnel and inserts it smoothly without causing full time. And now I'll hand it over to David Sanchez.
Thank you, Jose. Continue with step 7, confirm results and processes. So here we have a picture of the before condition with the team member intervening and pushing this dolly by hand. It was a big burden on them, pushing these 8 times a day. That's how many trucks more or less come up here for Rico. It was causing HYP issues for him also at the same time. So with that now, with the improvements, we have fully automated the system. The team member intervention is no more. We have eliminated the HYP issue for them. With this, it was a big struggle, a big headache for us. A lot of issues came up with it. We had to tackle each one of those. We have big punch list of items to do. I know on night shift, when we would leave on day shift, we couldn't see it anymore. We had maintenance team members telling us what the problems were at night. We would come in the next morning and everything was working fine. So there was a lot of go and see, and sometimes you would see it, sometimes you wouldn't. But we mainly were able to see most of those, not get them all knocked out, and to this day we're still running pretty good up there. Continuing with step 7, the UBC full-time now with this gap logic that was put in there where we push it in while there's a gap in the tunnel. We've achieved our target savings of 7 minutes of full-time reduction for UBC. At the same time, what happens now is primer short time also is a direct effect. That's a bonus also. We're also saving 8 minutes of short time for primer boost also. This has an annual overtime savings of $240,000. Moving on to step 8, standardized successful processes. We have trained the skilled team members on shift and also the production team members that were used to do this process now. So here's a video of Dave from offline.
So before we would have to do behind the glass, we would have to push truck, which became ergonomically unsafe. Now with the new safety Kaizen, now it's ergonomically safe. We don't have to push trucks anymore. It's fully automated and the truck goes behind the glass.
As a focus item on their part also, they had issues. They couldn't see what was up here anymore because they don't come up here as much now. So they requested if we could put some cameras for them also. So we did install some cameras up there. They're able to see now from their desk at offline. So they don't have to come up here all the time now. This is a simple idea which is very complex in making this happen, but this can be also yoke-attend to some other offline areas. Continue with step 8. This was a low-cost automation improvement for this bottleneck process that we know of here in Primer. Had the installation cost savings of $417,000 compared to the $500,000 that Sabaki is going to charge us. Annual sustainable savings of $240,000 in overtime savings. It was a complete improvement on our skilled team members' ability, and eliminated the ergo issues for the production team members that had to go in there and push this many times a day. On our level assessment and review, we showed some good results on our technical capabilities. We met our targets. On our circle dynamics also, we had some targets achieved. We left some room for improvement here on these areas here that we can focus on our next QTC. We put this on the focus items. We have now scored from the border of zone D and C now into zone C for our abilities. On our reflections, my personal reflection on this is we have a great team. We were able to accomplish a lot, get through some struggles. My team leader managed to take the lead on this, and I'm very proud of him for that.
My reflection is together we each have our individual skills, and we're able to collectively bring all of our skills together to be able to do this $500,000 job ourselves and get everything working to be able to run every day.
Our reflection was we're grateful for the leadership and giving us the opportunity to use our thoughts and ideas to come up with a process that actually works, put out operation.
Thank you. My reflection is just how really important the QCC, the 8 steps are for us in problem solving. It's taught me wonders. I actually like it.
My reflection is, you know, this took a lot of teamwork, and this took several months. I'm very proud of these guys, not only for their improved skill set, for fully automating this area, but each day we can look, and we made the paint shop a little better, we made the plant a little better, we made our company a little better by just this little bit of improvement. So anyway, does anybody have any questions for our group?
Thank you. Safety commitment is to keep the rule always.
Very, very good Kaizen. But I have one question. I understand that by automatic, we don't need to push the body by manual. But how to decide the timing when we call the body put in a run?
Very good question.
So the tunnel has the UBC tunnel here has a body count of 7 it will allow to fit, and we've through other studies we've studied the timing of how long it takes carriers to travel through the entire tunnel, and we can accurately say when there's 4 or less bodies in the tunnel, we can insert a body without backing up UBC full time.
Hi guys. I don't know if I can get it to work or not. We'll try. My safety commitment is I'll create a work environment that ensures we stop falling weight during abnormality. You alluded a couple of times to this is a complex project, and kudos, congratulations, that's awesome results. And I could feel that as you work through the 8 steps, and even during the countermeasure selection and installation, you decided to take on a big task. And you alluded a couple of times that it took a long time. How many months did it take, and how did you keep yourselves focused and on track? Like I would like to learn from you. Sometimes our quality circles, you know, we kind of stall out because it's taking too long. What was your trick to keep yourself engaged and motivated?
I think we're just motivated individuals. We see a problem and we tackle it, basically. It don't matter how long it is. I mean, we're lucky that we have management that lets us, I guess, prolong if we need to. But I think we're all here to work, basically.
How long did it take?
Almost a year.
Yeah, about a year.
Okay.
And we actually usually have a competition because we started out with a rack opinion. And somebody said, air's going to work better. Somebody said, this is going to work better. So we actually implemented all of them to see what one actually did work better. So we're relying on everybody's technical abilities, their strengths.
Okay.
The trials and error, we had to go back and forth, but we learned from that and made it even better. Any more questions?
I don't have a question. My safety commitment is I'll always ensure safety is a top priority to PMTX. I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. You know, great perseverance going through this, and certainly, you know, as a maintenance team, you brought an engineering solution. Clearly, that was most engineering firms would have had to have done to bring this. So, as you continue to use those, just continue to sharpen your skills on the overall perspective of engineering to make sure we look at the holistic picture. But absolutely great, great outcome on this one. So, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good job. Let's give a round of applause, please.